Wrestling fans, now you too can look as cool as Monty and the Pharaoh by wearing the official Monty and the Pharaoh sunglasses at night for $8.99 each. That's only $8.99 each. Now available at montyandthepharaoh.com.
Pharaoh only seen here out of Indie Music TV, produced out of Long Island, New York. Again, everybody, we want to make that announcement that ESO has created the individually numbered Monty and the Pharaoh parody Macho Man t-shirts. They're individually numbered. You could go to ESO's website and also soon the Monty and the Pharaoh website and get your orders in, guys. It's a great gift for the holidays.
Yeah.
They're fairly cheap and enjoyable, and it's a good way to show your support to the show. We'd greatly appreciate it. Got a bone to pick there, Pharaoh.
Matt, did you put up the picture of Charlie when we were doing that last segment there, brother?
No.
Is he up there now?
He's there now.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm partial to Charlie Manson, but hey, man, check out that beard and that long hair. that guy rocks for a wacko. Anyway, yes, he was actually almost a member of the Beach Boys. He actually wrote a song that they took and didn't give him any credit for. And then promised him a record deal and didn't give it to him.
And then they put a swastika on his forehead.
He was kind of upset.
What
a dick he was. What is he thinking?
What a jackass.
Yeah, a bit of a jackass.
Anyway,
there.
He's gone now.
Yeah, he sure is.
Gone now.
Or is he?
Gone now. That's true. That's a good point.
Helter skelter.
Or he could be with that chick that just from that church that passed away.
Yeah.
Lots of anniversaries, some good, not so good, right?
Okay.
Second year anniversary of AEW Dynamite. Your boy Phil Brooks had his weekly speech that he does now.
Yeah.
And says to the
I know
fans,
who Phil is. Yeah,
are you tired yet? And I thought to myself, yes, I am. I'm sick of your stupid Pepsi tattoo on your arm, and you're stale and old. And please get off my television, Phil. That's what I thought. Pharaoh, what did you think?
You know what? I'm not gonna pull any punches here. I don't like this CM Punk. Boo. So far.
Wow.
Yeah, boo.
Booing him.
Well, he keeps wrestling. I understand he's putting over the young guys and all that other good stuff. This is not what I had in mind for CM Punk, nor did I have in mind to see him in the announcing booth every week. Or, because it comes out and goes, guess who I'm wrestling on Friday? It's Wednesday. Get in the fucking ring. No, seriously, what are we bringing you back for?
I just hate the love fest.
I'm just going nice and slow and pacing myself. Get in the ring!
Fest, dude.
What
it's
love
like,
oh, yeah.
I'm so glad to be here.
Wait a minute. I told you before. Here he is. Punk. They'll do anything that this guy does. They'll love anything. Here he goes. He comes out, and he doesn't say anything. He puts the mic to his ass, and he farts really loud, right? That smells awesome! That smells awesome! It's ridiculous with these people. Well, it doesn't matter what the guy does. I'm not thrilled with this. This is not... And I love CM Punk.
That smells awesome.
I'm serious. But I'm not too happy with Phil.
Oh, my God.
I'm not too happy with Phil. And he's talking shit about Hogan, which I addressed on Pharaoh's Corner, so I'm not happy with Phil. Shut up, Phil. Get in the ring and wrestle.
Well, to top it off, AEW also announced the new TBS Championship for the women's division starting next year.
Lame. Very lame. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I like when it used to be, when you're the television champion, you're the television champion. I'm the TBS champion. Oh, I guess if we were on Spike TV, I'd be the Spike TV champion. Does that channel even fucking exist anymore?
Dude, I friggin' hate that, dude.
I don't like it. I think it just...
Oh, Loose Cannon says Pharaoh turning heel on his boy Punk.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, a little bit, like De Niro would say, a little bit. I'm not happy with this direction with CM Punk. I'm just not.
People want to know, where's your camels? You got Lucky Strikes?
I got, as I told the folks last week, and thank you for noticing. I appreciate that. I like non-filtered cigarettes, and right now in the market, and for the last almost 100 years, there's only 3 that really count, and it's Camels, Lucky Strikes, and Pall Mall non-filters. And this week, this is what's available, because not too many people, like you said, it takes a really tough guy to smoke a non-filtered cigarette. There ain't too many out there doing it. So
Maria Davis says,
it's me.
If gentleman Chris Adams would have lived,
how great?
How do you think he would rate over CM Punk?
How great. That's such an interesting question, and I would really want to dive into some of the tapes to go back to give a better, more mature answer, but Chris Adams was great. And I feel like I'm getting goosebumps. I thought Chris Adams was amazing. So, yeah, who knows where he could have gone or what he could have done at the end didn't come way before it should.
That whole crew. Gino Hernandez.
Gino Hernandez.
Erics.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that could have been done with that.
Yeah,
in a bigger
By the way,
stage.
that's a killer question. That's an awesome question.
It is.
I'm not sure. I guess we'll never know. We can only speculate. But boy, was he on track to do some serious, lasting impressions, as he already did. What else you got?
Is MJF stepping over the line?
With what?
Talking about Darby Allin's uncle, which is a true story. And I understand they cover it with each other.
Yeah.
Metheny, the whole Metheny thing.
Yeah.
Again, going back to the passing of Brian Pillman.
Yeah.
Is there a point where it's over the line?
Well, isn't it up to Darby to say behind the scenes whether or not this is over the line? I think that this is Darby Allin's call. That's what I think. It's his family. He must have run it by the people. And if he's okay with it, then that's the bottom
How about
line.
to say that you look like one of those Columbine kids that murdered those children?
Yeah, that's getting a little stupid. You know what
So
else?
whether Darby said, "Hey, that's a great idea,"
Well, okay,
to me, that's really
But do you
stepping
think,
over the
You
line.
think Darby said that was a great idea?
Well, he let it happen, right?
He did let it happen. You know what I thought was the worst thing ever was that wasn't it Paige that said to Charlotte something about Reed Flair? That time, you know, the poor kid who killed himself. You know, I mean,
Okay, I agree.
That was
but that was
that
at
was
least
just
in the
no
family.
good.
That was at least
It
in the
was
family,
yeah,
right?
but man, that was
you're
no
talking about
good.
people that lost their
Paige,
children.
you know.
But you're talking about people who
Saying
lost their
that shit.
children, though.
Yeah,
dude.
no, that's awful. I just think that's shit. So yeah, and where's Tony Khan with his righteous
Thank you!
morals?
Thank you!
Oh, we can't have Hulk Hogan on, but I'll let you say that.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck kind of shit are you smoking? Send me some.
Yeah, it's
I
really.
want to be that psychotic when I grow up.
Oh boy, you are so right,
what
man.
the hell?
Oh my God, 802
Oy.
says that was great stuff. Not
Right.
saying it wasn't entertaining, 802. What I'm saying is, did it step over the line? Think about it. If
Could.
you were a parent who lost their child,
don't get me
and then
started.
their other child loved wrestling,
Right.
and that comment was made,
Yeah, I might be pretty pissed
right?
off.
Is that, you know,
Yeah, I could see that. The
More
way you
Sanctum
put that,
welcome.
yeah.
that was a 3-week feud with no blow-off, MJF and Brian Pillman Jr. Absolutely. And
Yeah, totally
I
agree.
already said it. Pillman Jr. to me doesn't have it.
Leave him
Farrow
alone.
does like Pillman
I like
Jr.
him. I think he's got
I
tons of potential.
don't think Pillman Jr. can carry the load. I honestly don't.
We'll find
Maybe
out.
he can in the future. I'm not so sure.
I don't think he's ever going to be like a Kenny Omega or something, but I think that, you know.
Another anniversary, Wolfie Van Halen mourns the death of Eddie Van Halen. Yesterday was the anniversary. I miss you so much, it hurts. I'm not okay. I don't think I ever will be okay. He wrote in a heart-wrenching letter.
First of all, I can't believe it's been a year. It feels like a week ago that Eddie
Yeah.
Van Halen died. So the fact that a whole year has passed, oh my Lord, before I know it, I'm going to be 200 years in the rearview mirror. If that's how fast time flies, because that did not feel like a year.
If I could just interrupt you,
Yeah.
I don't want to lose your train of thought.
That's all right.
More Sanctum says, I'd be on a death vendetta if someone were to say that about my parents
Agreed.
on TV.
No, totally agreed, man. And by the way, thank you. More. I love the comments that Moore's have been writing lately, so thanks for that. But yeah, I it's hard to disagree with that, man. It's hard to disagree with that. Getting back to Eddie and Wolfie. You know, this is one of those father-son relationships that I don't think I'll ever be able to fully grasp, because they must have had some relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, my God. I mean, a parent always, a father usually roots for. I'm sure a father's happy with whatever child he gets, but if you get a son, you always hope that they'll grow up to be like you and like the things you like, so you could share with them and stuff like that, and they're a success. And all. My God, his kid turned out to be talented. His kid turned out to be talented, so now we got to jam with his kid. I mean, like when we were kids and Dad would take us to the ball game, it was exciting. Hey, son, let's go play in front of 100,000 people together. What? Imagine how awesome that must have been between father and son. I cannot even begin to absorb how much love those two felt for each other, And by the way, his new stuff is actually pretty damn good.
That's very good.
Wolfie's pretty damn good.
He is pretty good.
And,
B says out there, I'm willing to comfort Valerie Bertinelli.
wow. Who wouldn't want to comfort Valerie Bertinelli?
I agree.
I mean, how can you
Even at
argue
her
with that?
advanced age.
And he would be happy to do it one day at a time.
Oh, loving it.
I had to.
So let me ask you this, Farrow.
Yeah, what do
do
you
you
got?
think Michael Anthony regrets not clearing the air with Eddie before he passed? Michael Anthony, obviously
well,
the famous bassist
wow, now you
for
put me in
Van Halen.
You put me in a funny spot now because as loved as Eddie was, Eddie had serious mood swings. Eddie was a privately somewhat of a tortured artist, and he acted that way sometimes towards people he loved. I don't think that he parted ways with Michael Anthony in a very good way. I do think that Michael Anthony should have felt pissed off. Michael Anthony is a very underrated aspect of Van Halen, okay? Very underrated.
By the way,
Yeah.
Phil chimes in, Davio, don't tell her one day at a time. And then Maria says, she's already married. All right, go ahead.
There you go. And those are the facts of life. Oh, I had to throw in another
Oh, my God.
Ay, ay, ay. Boy, was that cheesy. Anyway, again, I don't know how Michael Anthony feels, though, but
I
man,
really don't know where you come up with some of this stuff.
I
dude.
don't know either.
You are
but-
brilliant sometimes.
Well,
I got to
you know,
admit. Farrell's brilliant, guys. That guy
was-
comes off.
was
just-
really
Go ahead. Go ahead.
really good drugs back in the 80s. It sharpened my skills. What? Anyway, wouldn't you be pissed? You're in Van Halen. You get booted for and I'm sure he probably screamed nepotism. What? You're replacing me with your son?
Life is short, man. And it's like, you know what? Then people pass, and then you regret it.
Right.
It's like the good times
Right.
with Eddie got to outweigh the bad times. And I understand people get into fights, but in the end, go ahead.
Can I just blame Sammy? It's Sammy Hagar's
That's
fault.
easy.
He's a dick. Sammy Hagar's a dick.
Wow.
Haven't you heard enough things about him? He's a jackass. You know?
He's pretty good.
And my buddy down in Florida, Ralph, doesn't like him either. Hey, Ralph, what's going on?
Smartphone, welcome, brother. Good to see you, my friend.
Who was a better vocalist to you? Who did you prefer in Van Halen? David Lee
Who
Roth
did
or
I
Sammy
prefer?
Hagar?
Who was the better
did you
vocalist?
prefer?
That's a trick question.
No, not really. Who did
I
you
preferred David.
So did I.
Sammy was a much better singer.
Technically,
David was a much better entertainer.
yeah.
But if you really listen to Van Halen,
Yeah.
Van Halen is early rap. He raps
In
most
many
of
ways.
his songs.
In
You
many
know what
ways he-
I'm saying?
in many ways he
Where
does.
Sammy's got, can I say, as good a vocals maybe as you do.
Sammy's got some serious range. I'll give you that. I think that's Sammy's greatest, attribute is his high range. But I'll take David Lee with his break screaming, screams and everything. I just thought that David Lee Roth was the best.
Yesterday was the birthday of the great Bruno Sammartino. Bruno Sammartino held the WWF World Heavyweight Championship for more than 11 years for 4,040 days.
Wow.
Thoughts on the great Bruno Sammartino?
Well, for me, it all begins with Bruno Sammartino. I actually remember the first time I glanced at Bruno Sammartino, I was at my grandfather's house. It was the 1970s, back when you had to stand up and walk over to the television set to change a channel. So I did, and I'm flipping channels, and what do I see? George Plimpton's Wide World of Sports that every week would feature a Muhammad Ali or a Reggie Jackson or a Julius Erving. Not that week. That week he was featuring Bruno Sammartino, professional wrestler. And I really didn't know that much about professional wrestling. If anything, that got me interested. Bruno got me interested. I think they showed him pulling up in a Rolls Royce. And they were like, guess what? Pro wrestling is money. See, even then, they're talking about money.
Absolutely.
Even then, you know.
Ray Soley says Michael Anthony was a great Michael Anthony was a backup singer.
An amazing backup singer.
There.
Amazing harmonies. Him and Eddie together were like gloves. He was amazing. He's very underrated.
So for the younger fan, do they know Bruno Sammartino? What did Bruno mean to you in this life of wrestling with you?
When it comes to the sport aspect of the old days of pro wrestling, he's Babe Ruth. When it comes to the wrestling we know today as far as the sports entertainment and WrestleMania, Hogan's Babe Ruth. So to me...
Wow, good. Very
yeah,
good. Very
so
good.
to me, Bruno was the Babe Ruth of professional wrestling before Hogan became the Babe Ruth of sports entertainment. And that's pretty much it. You know, it's real cut and dry, but that's how I
As
see
the years
that.
go by, will Bruno be forgotten?
No way. Never. Never. Never, 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 never. The name itself, Bruno Sammartino, is memorable.
Dude, you got fans out there that join wrestling. They know Stone Cold Steve Austin forward. You heard Atlas, right?
Sure.
No one remembers the old guys. Does
Sure.
Bruno Sammartino fall between the cracks after a certain amount of time?
I don't believe he ever will, just like Andre the Giant. No, I don't think he will. I think the name is big enough and did more than enough.
Again, favorite Bruno moment for me, and again, this is later on in Bruno's career, when Randy Savage
Yeah, I figured
crushed the
that.
larynx of Ricky Steamboat with the ring bell.
Right.
He's being interviewed by Bruno.
You piece of trash.
And he calls him a piece of trash, and here you go.
By the way, Bruno could move really well, even in his older days.
great shape.
That match with Randy was fantastic. The one I
Was.
just recently watched, it was great.
And the Piper's Pit, who could forget that? Madison Square Garden with Bruno
Oh
Sammartino.
my God, sitting across from each. Oh boy, Piper insulted the shit out of him.
That was so good.
And you couldn't do that today. Some of the things he was saying to Bruno.
Oh no, you can. You can say you look like you crawled out of Columbine.
Oh,
and
that's
get away with
right.
it.
So Bruno, they could do it on AEW.
Yes.
They couldn't on Vince's
Yeah,
pro.
not on Vince's
show.
program.
Very interesting.
Well,
Good point.
Another shot.
There you go.
All right, we'll be right back after this commercial break with